All right, Burgundy Gold Nation, if this is your first time on this channel, I just want to say welcome. This is Commanders Talk. Here we talk all things, everything Washington Commanders. So you can show your support by banging that subscribe button. If you've been here before, or if you already subscribed, I just want to say thank you and salute. All right, Burgundy Gold Nation, this is Commanders Talk, and it's your boy T-May, and I'm back in the building. Man, the Washington Commanders, man, we lost our 8th game in a row. Yeah, we got stomped out. We got dog walked by the Minnesota Vikings, man, 31-0. Couldn't even get a field goal. Man, that's embarrassing, man. And the Minnesota Vikings is one of the worst teams in the NFL. We lost to those boys, man. I can't believe we lost to them like that. We weren't even competitive for that game, man. It was embarrassing to watch. Listen, man, this is some of the worst Commanders football I've seen since probably back with the Steve Spurrier days. Remember those days? Steve Spurrier, my man Jim Zorn. Yeah, it was bad back then, but this season has been just as bad. We lost to a team, Minnesota Vikings, with a quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, man. They was comparing this guy to DeMarcus Russell. They were saying that this guy was being compared to DeMarcus Russell. DeMarcus Russell was one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. Probably the biggest quarterback draft bust of all time, DeMarcus Russell. And they was comparing J.J. McCarthy to that guy. And we lost to him. And he looked good against us, man. J.J. McCarthy, he looked like the second coming of Joe Montana out there, man. He looked great. But that's what we do. You know, we make teams, we make some bums, a lot of bums, look great. And that's what we did again on Sunday, man. That was embarrassing to watch us get stomped out, dog walked by the Minnesota Vikings, man. Despicable. A terrible display of football for the Burgundy and Gold. So we got to ask the question, man. We have to ask this question. Is Dan Quinn on the hot seat? Man, after that display of football on Sunday, after this horrific season, and he has to own this season. He has to own it. Is he on the hot seat? Yeah. I mean, we could blame some of the injuries for this season, man. I don't know what's the cause of it. Did he lose the team? I know he's losing the fans. I hear him on the radio and I see him on social media, man. They are not happy with Dan Quinn. They're not happy. And I can't say I don't blame him, man. I'm not happy with this guy either. And the defense from that game on Sunday, man, this defense was terrible. Terrible. We let them boys run up 31 on us. Man, the Minnesota Vikings actually went on a 98-yard drive on 19 plays. A 98-yard drive on 19 plays. 19 plays. When the last time you seen a squad go 19 plays on somebody from the 2-yard line? It's rare. It's rare in today's NFL, man. And we let it happen. We can't even blame Joe Witt on this one, because Joe Witt, he was on the sideline looking stupid. He wasn't calling plays. It was Dan Quinn calling the plays on this one. Man, Dan Quinn, I don't know. Should he be on the hot seat? That's the question, man. We got to answer this question. We're going to talk about it today. Listen. Yeah, Dan Quinn gave us one of the best seasons we had in a long time last year. 2024. Incredible season, man. We made it all the way to the NFC Championship game. Yeah, one game away from the Super Bowl. That's what he did for us. You know, he made us believe in the Commanders again, right? That's what he did. But this season, 3-10 right now, and I'm not even sure we're going to win another game. Yeah, we got the Giants coming up on Sunday, but right now, we are actually the underdogs against the Giants. The Giants only got 2 wins, and we are the underdogs. He got to own it. And our front office, they got to own it too. My man, Adam Peters, he has to own this one, man, because he's responsible for some of this as well. He drafted these players. He signed these players in free agency. So he's got to own some of this too, man. He has to. And Dan Quinn, you know, he's not coaching these boys well this season, man. He's not. He's getting out-coached by pretty much every game, every coaching that we face. He's getting out-coached in every game. No doubt. You can see it on the sideline, man. And the team look like they're not even playing hard, man. I'm not even going to front. The boys ain't playing hard for Dan Quinn like they did last season. And last season, they could run through a wall for Dan Quinn. This season, man, they out there BSing around, man. So he's lost the team. We could say that. He lost the locker room. And like I said before, he lost the fans. And once you start losing those components of football, The next step for you is probably out. So he has to be on the hot seat, man. That's what I think. I mean, you got to put him in the hot seat. Basically, when you talk about the hot seat, let's talk about that. The hot seat is basically a warning to all NFL coaches. Once you get on that hot seat, man, the owners are pretty much saying, listen, man, if you don't turn things around, if you don't start having these boys play better football, you're going to get fired. Basically, that's what the hot seat is. So, should Dan Quinn be on the hot seat? Well, I think so. But I want to hear from you guys, man. What y'all think? You think Dan Quinn should be on the hot seat? Or do you even think Dan Quinn should be fired? Man, let me know down there in that comment section, man. This is the time to voice your frustration about this season. I'm not advocating for this guy to be fired. I think this guy deserves another shot. Why? Because last season, he gave us a hell of a season. I said it before. And this season, he gave us a terrible season. So I think he deserves one more shot at this thing, man. I don't think he should be fired. But I do think he belongs on the hot seat. He should be put on notice that this type of football is unacceptable for the Burgundy and Gold, for the fans. 31-0 against Minnesota Vikings is unacceptable. And we got to let them know that. They should let him know that. He got to do a better job, man. Get these boys ready and prepared to play some football on Sunday. And it starts. He can start Sunday against the New York Giants, man. We got the New York Football Giants on Sunday. A 1 p.m. game, and that game is at New York, man. So we got to go there and try to get a W. Can we get one? Yeah, I think we can. We can beat those boys. They 2-11, man. They're nothing special. They got a lot of injuries just like we do. We can beat them. So we need to go up there and get this W. Start playing some Commanders football, which we haven't played. If you ask me, in my opinion, we haven't played Commanders football all season. And I've been to Commanders, man. I don't know who this team is. I don't recognize these guys, man. But it is what it is, man. We got to get a W. We're 3-10 right now. We need a W. We got to break this 8-game loser streak. Yeah, we lost 8 in a row. We lost 5 games this season by 21 points or more. That's despicable, man. That's not even competitive football. That's what we're playing right now. We're not even competitive out there. We get dog walked by bum teams. Come on, Dan Quinn. You can do better, man. You owe the Burgundy and Gold Nation better than this. You can do a better job of what you're putting out there on the field right now. Now, like I said, I'm not advocating for this guy to be fired, but the fans, they ready for this guy to go already. In year 2, they're ready, man. Listen, I want to read some of these quotes by the fans, man. The fans are hot. This fan says, we can't lose 7 in a row. Celebrate the 7th loss as a victory. I think he's referring to last week's loss against the Broncos. We can't lose 7 in a row. Celebrate the 7th loss as a victory, then get blown out by a terrible team. I hear exactly what he's saying. Another fan just says, basically, Dan Quinn needs to be fired. Ooh. Another guy says, I'm sick to my stomach. Fire Dan Quinn now. Whoa. Another fan says, if Dan Quinn puts Jaden Daniels in for 1 more second this season, he should be fired on the spot. Wow. The fans are hot. And I can't blame them, man. Another fan says, if a coach loses a team like this, he should be fired. Another guy says, fire Dan Quinn right now. He's lost his team and he lost the fan base. Ooh-wee. Now, like I said, man, I'm not advocating for this guy to be fired. I'm not. And to Dan Quinn's defense, you know, we had a lot of injuries this season, man. I know that's a part of the football. It's a part of the game. I get it. But we had a ton of injuries this season. So does he deserve another shot? Of course he do, man. He should be fired right now. I'm not saying he should be fired. Hot seat, yes. Fired, no. I think that's a bit extreme. You got to give this guy 1 more season to see what he's made of. This is adversity. We got to see how he overcomes this adversity, right? Now, we go out there next season and we stink up the joint again. Dan Quinn, you should be removed, baby. I love Dan Quinn, but another season like this, he should be removed from the Burgundy and Gold. No question about it, man. You can't go out there 2 seasons in a row with 3 wins. That's unacceptable, man. Not for our squad. That's not how we roll. So he's going to have to bounce. But for now, I think Dan Quinn deserves another shot next season. I think he deserves another shot, man. We got 4 games remaining on the schedule, man. If we play some competitive football, he can wipe out all this noise. He can silence the fans. He could quiet the fans, man, with some W's. This last 4 games. It starts Sunday against the New York Football Giants. So we got some tough games coming up. But if we play some competitive football and hopefully get a couple more W's, man, that will save face with the Burgundy and Gold Nation. Dan Quinn will live to see another day. Right? Listen, man, I'm not advocating for this guy to be fired, like I said, but the fans want this guy's head. They want his head. They want Dan Quinn's head, man. They're ready to go to his house with the torches and pitchforks right now. And I understand why. Fans are frustrated, man. We can't go to the NFC Championship game last season and come back with a season like this. They're frustrated, man. The fans went through, 27 years of bad football. They teased us last season with some good football. Now we expect these boys to play some good football, and they come back with a season like this. I understand what the fans are going through. I get it, man. I'm with y'all, ride or die, man, 100%. I mean, so far on ESPN, they do have a listing of head coaches that are on the hot seat. And Dan Quinn is not one of them. I'm not sure why not. He should be on the hot seat, but you got guys like Pete Carroll from the Raiders, Kevin Stefanski from the Browns, he's on the hot seat. Jonathan Gannon from the Cardinals, he's on the hot seat. Raheem Morris from the Falcons, man, he's on the hot seat. And they got Zach Taylor from the Bengals, he's on the hot seat. Mike McDonald from the Dolphins is on the hot seat. Now, some of these guys, they could be fired. All of these guys might be fired. What they call that after the season, Black Monday. A lot of these guys could be fired, man. And to be honest with you, some of these guys on here, my man Raheem Morris for the Falcons, he would be a nice defensive coordinator for the Burgundy and Gold. So maybe he will get fired, and maybe we can sign that guy. Mike McDaniels from the Dolphins. Can you imagine him as your offensive coordinator? He's pretty good with the offense. The Dolphins' offense was killing them. Yeah, I think that'll get us back to the playoffs. We gotta figure something out, man. We can't come back status quo. We can't come back with the same guys. We gotta make some changes to our offensive and defensive staff in order for us to make the playoffs again. That's the goal, man. We gotta make the playoffs, man. We should have made it this season. The Eagles are slumping, right? This was our year to win the NFC East. And I called it, man. I said we should win the NFC East this year. No doubt. I called it. I said the Eagles gonna slump. And they're doing just that. So the fact that we can't even make noise in the NFC East is ridiculous. That's on Dan Quinn, man. So that's why I say Dan Quinn should be on the hot seat. I mean, hell, a lot of people wanted to fire after what he did to Jaden Daniels in that Seahawks game. Jaden Daniels should have been removed from that game in the fourth quarter. Dan Quinn left him in the game and almost got that boy killed. Our franchise quarterback, he almost got him killed. So, listen, man, I think this guy belongs in the hot seat. Most coaches get fired behind stuff like that. Leave your franchise quarterback getting there, he gets injured. I've seen people get fired for that. So, like I said before, man, I'm not advocating for this guy to be fired, but he should be put on notice. Like I said, this is unacceptable for the Burgundy and Gold. It is. It is what it is, man. Now, another thing I want to talk about real quick is the injuries, man. I want to talk about the injuries from the game on Sunday. Zach Ertz, he went down with the torn ACL. I want to say shout out to that guy, man. I wish that guy a speedy recovery. Salute to Zach Ertz, man. Hopefully he'll be coming back soon. Just not for us, but hopefully he can come back soon to play football again. Because that guy played his butt off for the Burgundy and Gold. This season, man, he had 50 receptions, 504 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Not the season he had last year, but still a productive season for my man Zach Ertz. So shout out to that guy, man. Also, this just came down. Jaden Daniels is out for the game against the New York Football Giants. They're not taking any chances on this guy. He re-aggravated that injury to his elbow. So the Jaden Daniels out versus the New York Football Giants. So we'll see what happens with this guy. Now, I want to give out a shout out to one guy that's been balling all season for the Burgundy and Gold. Bobby Wagner, he deserves a game ball from that game he had on Sunday, man. This guy had, 16 tackles, 1 sack, 1 quarterback hit. He has 131 tackles on the season. He's ranked number 3 right now in the league for tackles, man. Bobby Wagner is balling out for the Burgundy and Gold. Even though he's old, he's still getting it done, man. And to be honest with you, man, I want to see Bobby Wagner move on from the Burgundy and Gold. I want to see him go to a Super Bowl contender, man. I think he's wasting his remaining years, whatever years he has left, he's wasting them here on this squad because we're not going to make the Super Bowl next season. He's wasting his time. He needs to go to a team that's, competitive, that has a chance to win the Super Bowl before he can retire, man. That's what it's all about. He want to chase some rings right now, and right here ain't the place to do it. No, Nah, he can't chase no rings here. So shout out to that guy, man. My man B-Wag. He's having a hell of a season for the Burgundy Gold. And you know after we give out them game balls, we got to talk about who's trash. And I got to tell you, the trash can list, the trash can award, man, it can go to a lot of different dudes on this squad. You got Dan Quinn. He can get a trash can award. The defense can get a trash can award. Jaden Daniels can get a trash can award. Marcus Mariota came in for Jaden Daniels through interception, had a fumble. He can get a trash can award. Our running game, terrible running game. Right now, they can get a trash can award. I got so much to pick from, I don't know what to do. But so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give the whole damn team a trash can award. All those boys play like trash on Sunday. The coaches coach like trash on Sunday. The entire organization get a trash can award. Washington Commanders, come on down. You get that trash can award for this week, baby. Okay, so I want to take a look at the draft order after that loss we had to the Minnesota Vikings. Where do we stand in the draft? Well, we actually didn't gain much ground at all. We're still 6 right now, and we play the Giants. And that's a battle for probably 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft right there. This game Sunday. So you see right here, man, you got the New York Football Giants still number 1. They got the number 1 pick overall. I think they're going to start tanking them games, man. They don't want to lose that number 1 pick. Not at all. The Vegas Raiders, 2-11, man. They're 2nd. Tennessee, they're 3rd, 2-11. Cleveland Browns, 3-10. The Saints, 3-10. And then you have us, it's the Washington Commanders, 3-10. We're picking number 6 right now. It's a lot of talent in this draft. Yeah. I want to win some games, though. I don't care about this tankathon stuff, man. But we got to pay attention to this because we're not in a playoff hunt. We got to pay attention to something, and we're going to pay attention to the draft, right? It is what it is. That's all we have to look forward to right now, the draft. And we got some tough games ahead. I mentioned it before, man. Right here, these upcoming games. We got this Sunday. Of course, we got the New York Football Giants. After them, we got a home game against the Eagles. That's going to be a tough game because the Eagles are actually getting stomped out by a lot of teams. They're going to be pissed off and want to beat us, of course. Christmas Day. Ooh-wee. Dallas Cowboys, man. Under normal circumstances, we're going to beat them boys on Christmas. You know that. But we're not playing Commanders football, so we're going to get that. We're going to probably get that L. And then the last game of the season is a away game. And that game will probably be meaningless for both squads. But the Eagles will probably figure out a way to beat us because their depth is way better than ours. We have 0 depth on this team, and that goes back to the front office again. Adam Peters, man, he's been on a hot seat too. For real, if you want to take a look at that, Adam Peters should be on the hot seat. Yeah, he should be on the hot seat for real. So we got the Giants on Sunday, man. And right now, we are actually the underdogs against the New York Football Giants. We are 2.5-point underdogs against those boys, man. The total over-under for this game is 47.5. Moneyline odds, the Giants -142 and the Commanders +120. 2.5-point underdogs against the New York Football Giants. They got 2 wins. Ooh-wee, man. We come a long way from last season, man. We got to get back to that, though. So, and let's take a look at who has the best chance of winning this game. New York Giants. 58.5% chance of winning this game. And the Washington Commanders, 41.2% chance. Now, I'm not sure what these odds will be if the Mariota man is starting against Jaden Daniels. It could be better. It could be worse. I don't think it really matters at this point. We just need to go out there and beat these boys, man. Save face, sweep the New York Giants this season. We already beat them once. We can beat them again Sunday. Hopefully we will. So there you have it, Burgundy Gold Nation. And the question of the day, the question of this episode, we have to answer this question. We can't be afraid to ask the tough questions around here. Should Dan Quinn be put on the hot seat? Yeah, let me know in the comment section, man. Also, if you can bang that like button, bang the notification bell, man, please subscribe to this channel. This channel needs your support. And if you made it to the end, salute.